So I'm Eric Carlson. I'm VP of Product for RemoteLock, and I'm going to give you a quick demo of RemoteLock software. So the first thing you might notice about RemoteLock is that it doesn't look like other access control systems. We've specifically designed RemoteLock software for ease of use, and we find that with customers and dealers both, that really lowers the bar for training, so they're able to get up and running in the system quickly, and then it democratizes access control. Everyone in the business can contribute to controlling access to the building, which really is beneficial to those businesses. The other thing we've designed for is scale. So while it's easy to use, we have customers who use thousands or tens of thousands of locks even in a single account. And for those locks, we provide all of the features you would expect from an access control system. So temporary access, full schedule control, even integrations with vertical specific software like service platforms and property management software. The other thing that makes RemoteLock software special is our ability to control a variety of locks. So we have a demo account here where we're controlling everything from a wired front door on a building. So this is a door wired to a Mercury panel, to the elevators inside of that building where we control permissions floor by floor for the different users and guests of that building, down through wireless doors that might be wired up to something like a pharmacy door, a cash door, those internal doors that under traditional access control might be too expensive to wire up. But through our system, you have the right lock for the right door in all cases that comes at the right price. And so you can really control access to the entire building. I mentioned that there are different kinds of locks. We control all the different wireless technologies. So here we actually have a connected by August wireless lock versus a Z-Wave lock versus, as I mentioned, a wired lock connected to a Mercury panel. And you'll notice the interface is the same for all of those. So we standardize those interfaces, again, being easy to use. Our customers say that they appreciate that makes us future-proof. They know if new locks come onto the market, our software will control it and they'll have the platform for their new technology. It also means we're able to serve a variety of verticals. So we work in commercial, retail, multifamily, municipal, what have you. We're sort of everywhere. The other thing I want to show you today is our dealer dashboard. So we have infrastructure to support dealers. Here we're looking at a dashboard of a dealer who's controlling a number of accounts, and it gives them a place to see all their accounts in one place, including the account status, track how many locks are on those accounts. And then we have a billing model that allows us to do revenue sharing with dealers. So whether you're an established dealer that already has RMR lines of business and you want to add on to that and bill yourself, we can work with that. Or if you're a new dealer who's looking to get into RMR, we have a billing setup that allows us to bill and then share revenue with those dealers. This dashboard also acts as a locus of managed access. So I'm switching into a demo account for the dealer dashboard. I just went ahead and created this account right before we started. I can use this control to step into the client's account. So if I'm a dealer, this allows me to come in and install locks, add users, configure the system, do everything on the customer's behalf. So it's managed access in a box, and that's remote.
3 minutes. Turn it over to the Sharks for questions.
Can you give the Sharks a 30-second thumbnail on who the company is, how long it's been around, how you go to market, and you can take more than 30 seconds, but I, for one, don't know who you guys are, and I'll have a follow-up question based on how you answer my first question.
Fantastic. I'm Nolan Mondro. I'm CEO of RemoteLock. Steve, I'll take the question. Love that you are referred to as Sharks. It's nothing but intimidating, so that's fantastic. Basically, we've been around in this iteration of the company since 2011. We started as an IoT company, and we invented the first Wi-Fi door lock, but then we very quickly pivoted into the cloud software side, realizing that creating the platform for every wireless or connected lock or access system was the way to go. And so that's how we've shifted our focus. You haven't heard of us largely because we've just recently started to do more awareness campaigns. We do have over 60,000 devices on the platform, and we are global. So it's not that we aren't expanding and very established in the marketplace. We've got several partnerships with very large customers. We've got Fortune 50 customers. We have, thousands of customers in Japan and Europe. So that you haven't heard of us is really just our fault.
So I anticipated some version of that answer. So your awareness approach is to sell direct to dealers, direct to end users, through distribution. How are you going to get this wonderful product to the marketplace?
Yeah, we have and are continuing to set up dealer channels. Dealers are our primary focus, dealers and integrators. We have a few distributors, but really dealers are our customers. And so we've got hundreds of them, but we're really focused on now enabling a subset of that to be very, very successful. That's our go-to-market.
And this,
Go ahead,
sorry,
Steve.
Mike, I think one more follow-up. This relaunch of the business was in when?
2011 was the founding of this company. I say the reason it's a relaunch is that we sold off a previous e-commerce company and just kept the shell name. So 2011 is when this entity started. The pivot from IoT company to cloud software company really happened around 2014, 2015.
And you have how many dealers in the U.S. today?
Well, we've got a few hundred, but in terms of active dealers, it's probably 20% of that that are active. And that's our real push, is to, as you're all aware, a dealer or an integrator taking up a new product that they've never heard of, they're going to be very slow to adopt. So we've got a couple of really nice big wins. We have very large customers, including famous United States Air Force bases and Fortune 50 retailers, where we're managing doors in over 2,000 of their stores from a single account. So we have all of the pedigree, and we're now just trying to enable them on how to sell our product.
Thank you.
You got it.
And oh, by the way, I'm sure you were going to be a prominent exhibitor at ESX. Is that correct?
We would have been.
That's the right answer.
Yes.
That's the right answer.
It's a crazy year, but absolutely. Yeah, we're really looking at this year, sadly, I should say, we are really looking at this year as our coming out year. We feel like we've got our marketing message appropriate. The product has been baking for many, many years, and so it's scalable and reliable. I mean, we're opening doors over 100 million times from our cloud every year. And that represents over 40 million independent access users using our system to open doors. So we're really very scaled and ubiquitous. It's those things that we are educating dealers on right now. I should say one thing, what makes us, since when I'm not being barraged with questions, I'll take the opportunity. Since we view access as a platform, and while we of course have a full end-to-end cloud-based access control system that has all the bells and whistles, schedules and alerting and door ajar stuff, we've got the whole package. But what's really different is that we view ourselves as a universal access control platform, meaning we're going to continue to add every single connected lock and access system and allow people to control that from a single account. So that future-proofs a customer's access investment if they've just purchased a building or they're expanding and there's an existing connected hardware on the doors. We want to be able to just take it over.
So that's
good, Mike.
So someone has an existing key scan system in one building and a Vigilon system somewhere else, a Linnell somewhere else, and then a handful of wireless locks. Those systems can all stay in place, and now I'm layering your service on top of it.
Well, let's take them. Sorry.
And so that's what I use?
Yeah, I'll take them a little bit in isolation. The Linnell system is using Mercury panels. So in that case, what we would do is just take over the Mercury panels. And similar with the Vigilon. I don't want to give this I don't want to give you the impression that we're like I don't know if you've heard of quantum secure, where we're trying to interact with all of the access control software. It's the hardware that we're focused on. And so in some cases, I'll give you examples of, we have agreements with Assa Abloy, we have agreements with Allegion, because they're hardware focused, and we control quickset locks, even some Dormakaba locks. We are focused on being the cloud access for connected hardware. So that's how we would solve that issue.
I'll also throw out part of our product offering that we didn't just talk about in the demo. We have an open REST API, and so a lot of those mix and match systems, if we do come across other cloud-based platforms that we haven't integrated with off the shelf, which we do have a bunch of those, but if you have any of those, we have an open API, and so we can develop custom integrations that they can talk to any part of the building. I mentioned that we play in a lot of different verticals. That makes us more adaptable, more malleable, where we fit into just about any building and talk to the rest of the systems, the rest of the tech stack that's already there.
Yeah, to be very specific about what Eric just mentioned, we've been integrated with ServiceNow, we've been integrated with Salesforce.com. In some verticals for property management software, in multifamily, we're integrated with a lot of the property management software there. We are integrated in vacation rental. We've had integrations with HomeAway, Expedia, Airbnb. So we've got many integrations that we have done, and many integrations that other people do with our API.
1 minute remaining.
What's the average investment that that a customer makes to adopt your system?
Well, what's fantastic about our system, yep, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, as a takeover, where it's laid over the top, or your greenfield system?
Often there are components of hardware that they've already purchased that they'll just leave in place. That's certainly the case with any wired hardware, electric strikes, magnetic locks, elevator control systems. They just leave that stuff in place. For connected locks, if it's one of the many that we have on our platform, they just leave that in place as well. And so then we point that hardware at our cloud and control it. In the cases where there is greenfield and they have to make an investment, what's great about how we do it is our price points for hardware range anywhere from $180, up to, let's say, $700-800 for the hardware. And so there's a price point for anybody depending on what they want to accomplish with that door. Does that answer your question?
No,
Okay.
but I understand it a little more. But what's the overall platform? So, they buy your platform, so there's going to be a setup fee, I'm sure, and then is there a monthly fee after that?
Gotcha. There is no setup per se, because it's pretty, as you saw, it's very simple. Most people can set this up themselves. The retail price is around $12 a door. But as we said, we sell through integrators and dealers, so they've got huge flexibility in how they want to price it and offer the system.